one-timers here. Taking a look at Group G. You got Matt, Justin here. Group G, probably the group of death. Let's be honest. If we're going to look at it all, I think this might be the group of death. Germany, Portugal, Ghana, and the United States of America. What do you think about this group, Matt?
I'm sure we could talk for about a half hour, but I don't know if I want to go into that much. I don't know if I can go that long and not be. I'd either erupt into a USA chant or might start crying. I'm not sure which way I'm going to go with that. It's one or the other. Some days I'm fired up, and I think we're going to go like a huge run and maybe win the whole thing. And then some days I realize we'd be lucky to get a goal or two. But I mean, Germany basically has Dortmund, has Bayern Munich, just about. All these players. Kind of similar to Spain, most of the players seem to either play against each other all the time or they play together. There's got to be like 6 or 7 Bayern Munich players on Germany alone. So they're experienced. They got a decent amount of. They have a lot of good. They got some young guys. I think Royce is a good player. Manuel Neuer seems to be one of the most informed goalies of recent. He's been playing a lot of big games. Schweinsteiger is kind of the cold-hearted. He'll shoot you right between the eyes on the penalty kick. He has no mercy. He knows what he's doing there.
It's up against Chelsea, right?
Exactly. Portugal, I mean, we all know Ronaldo big time. I think everyone has a friend that's a girl, or maybe their girlfriend make them jealous because they have a picture on the iPhone with Ronaldo. But whether you know him from Vanity Fair, whatever the magazine was, or his soccer stuff, I really worry about Portugal to some extent because I think Ronaldo seems like one of those guys who really feeds into the superstar complex.
Yeah.
And more than like basketball, or maybe in baseball too, you really need your team to be with you in soccer because the ball, there's 11 guys on the field, the ball's to come to you. You can't do it all on your own no matter how good you are. So they're not too deep. I mean, USA, we'll get back to that in a second. And Ghana, just the USA heartbreakers. On a side note, I think that in my opinion, is the coolest jerseys of the tournament. I don't know if you've seen the new ones. They have stars all over the chest. They're white, gray stars. I think they're silver.
Okay.
So, shout out to them. They got Michael Essien, I'm pretty sure he's still on the roster. He's one of my favorite players. I think he's pretty underrated under the radar.
Yeah.
He was big time for Chelsea for a while. So.
I believe
I don't know.
Kevin Prince Boateng, there with Ghana would be going up against his brother Jerome Boateng playing for Germany. I think.
That's a good matchup to watch.
Yeah, it will be a good matchup there, especially because it's not like they're two strikers. I mean, Jerome Boateng is a defender, and Kevin Prince Boateng is a striker. To me, this is, some other people argued which was the group of death. Some people said they thought Group B was actually harder with Spain, Netherlands, and Chile. No offense to Australia, but they're a little bit below those other three. I feel like this has 4 teams that really have a lot of talent, especially with the other. You never know how the Dutch are going to quite play. I think this is the group of death. I think the thing to me is, I guess the good news is the United States plays Ghana first, which means that technically Ghana can't knock out the United States in this World Cup. I mean, they can obviously play an influential role in what the other 2 games are going to be deciding factors, but theoretically it wouldn't be the last game where USA needs a point or something to go on and then Ghana wins. I think it's a tough group. I mean, you mentioned a lot of great players from Germany. One player I do want to mention that he's in this World Cup still is Miroslav Klose. He's been around for a long time now. He's got, I believe he only needs 1 goal to tie and then 2 goals to have the all-time scoring record in World Cups. And I think he needs 7 more appearances for Germany to then become the all-time German cap leader. So a lot to play on the line for Klose there. Some people that really, they take a lot of look at Germany, and they're talking about there's not really a true striker other than Klose. They're like, he's old. I don't know if I want him to play. The thing to me is Klose finds a way to score no matter what situation he is. I mean, that's a guy you could you could send him in the 80th minute. He could probably very well sniff out 2 goals for you somehow, despite being older. I think he is a fantastic player, regardless of his age, and a very dangerous player at all times, especially when I saw him literally tear apart Argentina 4 years ago in that World Cup. Portugal, as you mentioned, Ronaldo really plays in that superstardom. I don't know if you saw this, but in that the Champions League final against Atletico, Sergio Ramos scored that header in stoppage time to tie it up, right? Ronaldo, there's actually a video, you can actually go watch it. Ronaldo goes and gets the ball and trots back to center field while everyone else is dogpiling Sergio Ramos. So that's kind of odd that you wouldn't go celebrate with Ramos, but then after he scores his penalty, when they're already up 3-1, he scores his penalty and goes absolutely nuts, takes off his shirt, everything like that. And to me, I really hate when players have some elaborate celebration when you score a penalty, because the purpose of a penalty is that you deserve to basically score. You know what I'm saying? It's a penalty. You're supposed to score if you're the striker. So, you can just do a fist bump to the crowd or whatever and shake hands with your players, congratulate them. But you don't need to do a whole ridiculous Mario Balotelli impression after you scored a penalty, especially when you're already up 3-1. It's not like it was the go-ahead penalty by any means. So that just seemed kind of weird, but that, like you said, kind of does play in the superstardom. With that being said, though, in my opinion, he really is the best player in the world right now. He single-handedly got Portugal to the World Cup. I believe this is I believe every tournament they always play in the playoff to get in. They never win the group, but that's also with Ronaldo not necessarily playing all the time. But in that playoff, he goes crazy, scores a bunch of goals. I mean, the Portugal versus Sweden playoff was really Ronaldo versus Ibra, and Ronaldo outdid him, scoring 4 goals to 2, including a hat trick in one game when Sweden had really kind of taken the upper hand.
Yeah, I've there's not many Portugal players that really been. I've done watch on the club or national stage. Nani had a lot of promise, I think. He really hasn't done too much for me.
I mean, let's get to it, okay? On our predictions. To me, this is a thing. It seems like every major tournament, Portugal is in the group of death. They're in the group of death with Brazil and Ivory Coast and North Korea. Everyone kind of beat up on in that group, but they're in a group of death. That was the 2010 World Cup. They were in the group of death in the Euro in 2012 when they played Germany, Denmark, and the Netherlands. Portugal just seems to always be in the group of death, and they always make it out. And to me, I mean it's so hard to go against that. And just the fact that Portugal always figures it out. Ronaldo was a superstar, and they got a collectively good team to back him up. It's not one of those situations where you have one good player and everyone else is not very good at all. And if you figure out a way to shut him down, that's the problem. The United States has a chance against Portugal if they can figure out a way to shut down Ronaldo, and then try to find a way to make sure no one else kind of rises up to the test. Now, obviously, that's very tough because Ronaldo is, he's one of those guys that even if you lock him down, he's still going to get that opportunity to somehow super scope you from beyond the 18 or something in some sort of fantastic wonder goal. But I mean, to say that this group is a lost hope for the USA is really an understatement. I think the USA they have a chance to get out. I think a lot depends on what happens in that first match against Ghana. The thing with Germany is that, Germany just collectively is a very good squad. The thing is, too, the United States seems to kind of not have Portugal's number, but they actually play well against Portugal in past World Cups.
Did we beat them in 06, I believe?
It would have been, I think 02, and I think in 94 when it was here in the States, we beat them in the group stage, I believe.
Okay.
Or maybe we tied them, or maybe I'm just thinking of something completely different. But I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure anytime we play them in the World Cup, we've done well against them. So it's kind of a conflict of interest. The United States does well against Portugal, but Portugal always gets out of the group. But then again, I can't see Germany not making out of the group. You know what I'm saying? So, for my predictions on this, I think I have to take Germany as the team to win the group, and I think I'm going to take Portugal as the number 2. But with that being said, I think for the United States to get out and be the number 2, I think obviously the United States has to beat Ghana in the first game. And if the United States can find a way to draw Portugal in the second game, then it comes down to the USA-Germany game. But at the same time, if the USA beats Ghana, I still don't necessarily see Ghana not coming out with any sort of points. So Ghana could still really be the team that can really do something for Portugal, defeat Portugal or draw Portugal and give the United States that chance to be the number 2 team out. Personally, I would love the United States to, obviously win the group, win it all. That'd be fantastic. Something to note, obviously Ghana's knocked us out of the last 2 World Cups. Maybe the third time's the charm that we can beat them. If we can find a way to limit Ronaldo, we have a good chance against Portugal. And Klinsmann was the mastermind of Germany, and Joachim Löw is his not a sidekick, but like his protege that's now a top coach in Germany. So Jurgen might know some tactics that he could put in the right squad to frustrate Germany. I just don't know.